Welcome, viewers, to another fabulous episode of Unapologetically Free. Now, today I'll be answering the questions that was posted in the comment section of the video yesterday. Now, the first question comes from Ruben Moreno. Why do I feel motivated and with a lot of energy after a relapse? Now, first up, personally, I don't feel motivated and have a lot of energy after a relapse. Personally, what I do feel is a sense of relief, like a sense of pressure that was built up in me got released. While it may seem temporarily relieving, I personally pretty much prefer the intensity that comes from semen retention and brain healing compared to relapsing. That's my own personal experience because it just gives me more drive, a greater willingness to assert myself compared to after I relapse. I just feel weak. I do feel more relaxed sometimes, but I also feel a lot more slack and just nonchalant about things. So there I do not really feel motivated after a relapse. But what I do feel motivated in that sense is it actually comes before the relapse. Okay, it's also known as edging. So when you do edge, you do feel a greater sense of, like, I guess, stimulation that causes your entire being to feel more motivated. But the problem is edging will cause your brain over time to get dull because it is still flooding your brain with lots and lots of dopamine. You are still watching pornography or sexually stimulating content. And if you do it over time, your brain will get duller and duller and duller, and your base state will keep dropping and dropping and dropping. And that is why no fap is still the way to go instead of trying to work towards fapping in order to get into a natural state of high. Trust the process, trust that your brain will heal, and certain issues like anxiety will drop, confidence will increase, not immediately, but slowly and surely. And eye contact will also improve, so hang in there, stay over there, and you will expect a lot of improvement. Now, the second question is, how can I build up my self-control and dopamine levels? Now, self-control is very simply discipline. Discipline. And there are many different ways to build discipline, but I would personally think that diet is the best place to start. Most people today is unable to say no to certain types of food, and of the various types of food that I've experimented with, these are a few that to me causes anxiety when I take it. Number one, caffeine. Caffeine messes up your sleep, which in fact helps you regulate certain hormones in your body, as well as make sure that you have this ability to have self-control. When you lack sleep, you're more irritable, you might just lash out at people, and your sense of self-control would be weaker. So number one, caffeine. Number two, sugar. Now I've listened to a lot of documentaries, read up on articles on sugar, and honestly, almost none of them are good. And sugar also gives you that temporal sugar high, which causes your mood to fluctuate up and down, up and down. And what I've found out is that by cutting sugar, or rather having the self-control to cut sugar, I become more balanced. And in that more balanced state, you somehow become naturally more self-controlled. And even though the next answer is an obvious one, succeeding for 100 days at NoFap will give you a sense of self-control that almost no other challenge would, because you would then have gained control of one of the most difficult things that a man can control, that is his sex drive. So another side point is that sleep, okay? Getting sufficient sleep, quality sleep is crucial, okay, for self-control. Crucial because if you just go without sleep for a long period of time, your sense of self-control will break, okay? Get that rest, and if you have sleep issues like I do, try and alter your diet, try and change, remove gluten products, and just try whatever is necessary to make sure that you are getting not only enough sleep, but quality sleep. Now, the next question is by Danny Pina. When did you relapse? When you relapsed, did you watch porn? Now, the first thing is, the problem is I did not relapse to pornography, but rather suggestive material, which is personally why I wouldn't find pornography blockers that useful. But for those of you out there who find that pornography blockers are useful, go ahead and use it. And the next part of the question goes, and what happened? Or what red flags came up, and where did it start? Now, honestly, one of the things that to me I remember very clearly was that on that day I went on a sugar binge. I went on a sugar binge, so even as I was in the process of relapsing, I guess my whole system was filled with sugar and caffeine, and causing me to get high and feel like, I don't know, a sense of euphoria, a sense of a lack of self-control. So I was not in this balanced state that I mentioned a while back, but rather I was in this very heightened state, and that was when I fell. Also, a few days before that, I started becoming okay with touching my dick, which was of course the violation of one of the rules that I set, that I mentioned in one of my videos, that the greatest way to not relapse is to not touch your dick. You will never relapse if you don't touch your dick, except for peeing. So stick with that and you will be okay. And I did not stick with that, and that's why I relapsed. The principles are the same, and whoever sticks to these principles will succeed. Okay, just because I came up with it, just because I thought about it, doesn't mean that I am invincible. Okay? So the next part of the question, anything that you learned leading up to the relapse would help. Okay, what I learned is that one relapse, the feeling sucks, okay? Because if you're a perfectionist, to see that counter drop to 0, you feel like, what will just happen? But realize that it does not ruin your whole progress, okay? And what I did well this time around was that after one relapse, I stopped binging and I just focused again on getting back on track. And that is why if you have already relapsed, just stop. Don't continue to blame yourself, and just focus on restarting the whole process, and don't enter into this idea of, oh, since I've already failed, might as well. That's a stupid thought. Cut that thought. Next up, Henry Russell. Will you continue to upload every day after UFC 100? Yes, I am planning to, but as for the exact next milestone, stay tuned for UFC episode 100. Exact milestone as in, I will set the next milestone of how many videos I want to do every single day, because I want to be a man that keeps my promise. So I won't say that for the rest of my life I will post a video every single day. But if I tell you that I'll reach UFC 200, I will reach UFC 200, and you have my word. And there are some other questions, but I will answer the subsequent questions in my next video. But I want to thank Henry for the long comment. I read your comment, and honestly, comments like this are highly motivational to me, because it shows that behind all these screens, behind this camera that I'm looking at, are human beings that are also in this process of struggle, who faces issues that we men sometimes face, anxiety, I don't know, lack of confidence, certain issues that is not foreign to us, and it keeps me motivated to share my content day after day, because these kind of stories are the greatest reason why I'm even doing this channel, because I see that there is a need in today's generation to have the right knowledge, and for us to know that certain addictions, or actually all forms of addictions, as long as there's something that you cannot stop, it means that there is a serious issue. So we all have our struggles, but honestly know that there are people with knowledge and fight in them. And to know this is something that is gratifying. So at the end of the day, press on, press on. You honestly, all the false marketing out there, like, success, confidence in 3 days, it doesn't happen overnight. You will need time to exact change, and I think 100 days is a good time to set. So just start setting your goals, start asking yourself what's the next level, and just make sure no fab is an important key in whatever change that you will need to make. So press on, press on. So I hope you like this video. If you do, like it, comment, subscribe, share this video, and I'll see you again.